Hey guys, and welcome back to a new episode of Planet 2. Unfortunately, today the microphone didn't record in this episode, so I'm gonna just voice over everything. Hopefully, I'll remember everything that happened during this episode and tell you everything. So, first of all, I was just saying what I did off camera, which is I trained the staff and I added more staffs. I think I added keepers, caretakers, and mechanics, and I trained most of them. Other than that, I added a workshop because staff were queuing everywhere because I started doing a lot of researches, and I added this solar panel because we needed electricity in this area. I also upped the prices of the zoo tickets because guests saw them that they were cheap, so I just fixed them. And for the researches, I started off camera doing the mechanical researches for the transport rides because today we're gonna add the gondola. We're just gonna start to add it. We're not gonna do it. And we're gonna use the research for the Arctic theme because today we're starting with this area. And I did some other researches for the barriers and other shops. And for the vet researches, I mastered the 2 lemurs researches. And of course, I started doing other disease researches because it's way better to be ahead of time on them than to be stuck with them later. So for the researches, this is it. And I think now I'll talk about the habitat. Let's see. Oh no. Yeah, I started a marketing campaign. So yeah, this I forgot about that. And for the lemurs, I added enrichment toys because we unlocked them in the researches. And I fixed the habitats. I added a lot of these signs that you see. I spammed them around because they were getting very stressed, so I added them. And also they got offsprings, both of them. We have baby lemurs now. The red and the ring-tailed. I think they were sleeping. Yeah, here they are. They're cute. And for the bongos, I fixed the habitat a bit. They needed coverage, so I added the trees, and I used the trees to cover the staff areas so we won't see them while walking on the path. And for these bongos, I got a new male. I think we did that in the last episode. And the babies that matured, I took them to the trade center. One I sold off. The female I sold off because I released her to the wild actually because she didn't have good genes. And for the male, I kept him so we can use him for the next coming generation because he had very good genes. I did some management on these exhibit animals. I fixed everything. I kept the high tier gold our animals so they can breed and we can sell them off and get a good amount of money. So this is what I spent a lot of time on doing off camera because they need a lot of time to work on. Other than that, today we're gonna start by adding the gondola right here at the entrance. That is gonna take us up on the mountains until the Arctic area, and then here we're gonna go down and then the Himalayan area and then continue the America because here the introduction is gonna be the wolves that we're gonna add today. The wolves that I bought are not with conservation credits because as you see I don't have a lot, so here they are. I bought them already. They're decent genes. I bought them a cash listing and not conservation credits. They're decent, they're fine. We can manage with them for now. Because I want to keep these conservation credits for harder to find animals that are not on cash listings. And this is the bongo that I kept. The size is not that good, but the other genes are very good. So now that we have the wolves, I think it's time to start with the habitat. This is the first part of our time lapse for this habitat. And now I just do some management stuff. First, we have some research that were completed, so we switch vets and we do more disease researches. And for the mechanic, we had some researches that were done, and we switched for food and water shops. And then I'll do some other researches to continue the Arctic area and start new researches, because now we need the Arctic area. Here I just send the wolves into quarantine, so while I do other management stuff, they would be ready to go. And I see here that there are spots that they didn't get enough snow because the heat didn't reach, the cooler didn't reach it, so I just go around and add coolers, I'm sorry, so we can have more snow coverage for the wolves. So this is basically what I do around here for this habitat. I just add them around. So now our wolves are ready to go. I'll just send them immediately in, and I can't wait to see them. They're very cute. The timber wolves are very cute. While waiting for them to be sent in, I'll start adding trash cans, because people litter a lot like usual. So I'll just start adding the trash cans around this area. You can see in the background the wolves made it into the habitat. They're very pretty, they're very cute. I really like them a lot. And I'll see what they need. Most probably enrichment, but we didn't do any research yet, so we have to wait on that. The terrain was actually very good. They really liked it. The hard shelter, it's 100%, but they're considering hiding under this path as a hard shelter, and I don't want that. I will cover it later on, so I'm gonna build them a hard shelter right here. And our second time lapse for this episode is gonna start now. This is our second time lapse for the habitat, guys. I think we completed everything for them except for food enrichment because we don't have any research, but we had for toy, so I added them. And by the way, this wolf sculpture, I found it on Steam Workshops. So now I just move our vet to do researches on the wolves, so in the next episode we can add them some food enrichment. And they're so cute. I really love wolves. I mean, they're super sweet and they howl in a really cute way. And here I fixed some management stuff for the habitat for when the mechanic to come and the vet and the keeper. And for this pond, I wanted to add waterfall, and this we need to do it on real time. So here I start messing around with them. I'm not really familiar with how they work, and so I'll just go around and try different stuff so I can, create the waterfall that I want for the wolves. So look at the wolves swimming. Oh, that's super cute. I mean, look at them. So I found these, and I thought these were the best. The first one I think I'll use. Yeah, I'll use this one. I thought it was the best, and it fits right. So I'll start adding it up, and I'll create this waterfall for them. So I completed the waterfall, and I just add the small splashes down so it will look real. And here is a floating one, so I'll just fix it. I really like the dead trees to add them in in this pond. It really gives it the vibes for the wolves and the forest and things. And then now I'll start donating. Wow. And now I'll just start adding the donation boxes everywhere so we can get donations for the wolves. And later on you'll see me putting education boards because as usual, education is very important for our guests, and the more education they get, the more money we get. I'll see which education I wanted to use, and most probably I'll just use the basic one. Maybe we can redecorate it later, but for now I'll just use it. And now since it's nighttime, you will see me later on after fixing everything that went wrong. I don't know how suddenly everything broke down. So I'll just fix them, and I'll just finish every researches we wanted to do. So we unlocked more stuff for the Arctic, which is better because I want to start working on it. I'm gonna start just adding lights around. I'm going to choose the lights from the Arctic area. These the ones that has the flame. So I'll just start adding them around the wolf exhibit, the wolf habitat. For this sculpture that I found on Steam Blueprints, I tried to add lights around it, but I actually don't like them at all, and I will end up just removing them all because I really didn't like that, and I didn't like how people can walk through it, can walk on the rocks. So I'll just lower it. Yeah, here I am. I'll just lower it as if it's apart from the ground. I think it's way cooler, and it's way better than just to have some rocks pop out and oops. I just removed the lights because I didn't like them at all. And maybe when we unlock the spotlights, I might start using the lights more, and it will create a better atmosphere. I decided to change the path to this color. I liked it more and cover the whole area where we didn't have this path, to put it this color. And now guys, we're just gonna start fixing the look of the zoo. So we're gonna start by adding benches, and of course security cameras. We need security, and I'm gonna just redecorate the staff rooms. So this is gonna be our last time lapse. Let's hop into it. So this is our last time lapse, guys. We managed our stuff around the zoo, and now I'm gonna work on the gondola. It takes me a lot of time to figure out how I want to place the path and the exit and the entrance, because it's so messed up when you already place a path. It just mix it all up. So I'm just going to skip. I'm gonna cut it, and I'll show you the end result of how things will work out with us. So here is the last thing that I do for the gondola area. I connect the path, and finally it worked, but I had to do a lot of adjustments. Here you see I had to remove the path, so I'll try to fix it. I try a lot of ways to fix it. Unfortunately, we will lose the width of it. It's gonna become a thinner path, but it's fine. I mean, we have the gondola. The gondola is gonna be just one way, so it will drop you off, but you can't go back on it. I'm sorry, you can go up and go back on it, but it's not a loop. So this is a stop, and then on the mountains we're gonna do another gondola to the Himalayas, and then from the Himalayas we will go back to the ground, to the normal grounds. All are gonna be not loops, just one-way gondola. So yeah, here I struggle a lot with this path also. These are a small glimpse of how much I struggled. It took me a lot of time to fix it, but at the end it will work out fine, and we will reconnect the path, and everything turns out pretty well. Yeah, here's the connection. Yeah, I think this is where I'll just stop messing around with it, because I need to fix the bins now, I see, and the lights. This needs to be fixed. I'll just bring the trees closer a bit, and I think this is it for the path. I'll recolor it. Yeah, I will. So it will matches all the American area if you want. Here's the gondola. Here how it became. I mean, we have the entrance, the queue entrance, and the exit on the stairs right at the entrance. So if people want to go only for the Arctic area, they can. For next time, I think we have to make a food court close to the wolves. We will have a big food court where we will have multiple drink and food shops, and maybe some souvenir shops. So I think this is what's gonna happen next episode. We're not gonna add any animals. We're just gonna add the food court and manage the zoo a bit, and maybe start building the mountains. And I want to add the riverboat. I want to see how it's gonna go, where I want to add it, where I want it to start. So maybe I will draw the map in our zoo, and maybe we can see how this will go also. So yeah, our wolves are pretty happy. We still need some enrichment, and I guess that's it. I guess this is it, guys, for our episode. I really enjoyed doing it. Still, we need to fix this path. Easy. I'll just fix it. I really enjoyed doing the habitat. I'm sorry for all the time lapse, but because the microphone didn't work, so I had to voice over everything, and I left the time lapse without voiceover. Maybe it's a bit of change, So yeah, I guess this is it. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Peace out.